What a time. What a time to be Jacob Elordi. First Oscar nomination for Frankenstein. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I heard you talking about this, that you believe you playing this role was sort of written in the stars.
I don't know. I kind of regret saying that now. It's an obnoxious story. No, it had to do with someone, when I made my first film, The Kissing Booth, said that it was a tweet, and someone said, "This plank of wood is so boring, he could only play Frankenstein's monster." And that was at the start of my career. And then, you know, 6 or 7 years passed, and lo and behold, Guillermo del Toro sent for me to play it.
Yeah. And now you're Oscar nominated. Fuck you, Twitter. Yeah. So, well done you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You turned that around. You turned it around so fast.
Josh Brolin, you were older than that, but how old were you when you got the Goonies?
9 months old. 16.
Oh, you were 16. Okay.
16.
I mean,
that's the look of a guy who has no idea what he's doing. Literally.
But what's amazing, and it's in the book, we'll talk about it later, but like when you were that age, you weren't quite like other child stars. You had a criminal record already.
Yes, sir.
Which, I mean...
I'm taking the share away right now. Yes, I did. I'd already been to jail a couple of times, and I left Santa Barbara, was kicked out of my house. What'd I do? You know, you're the only person that's asked that. You're the only person who has the balls to ask that. I did something. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, bullshit.
You're right. Anyway, it got me to L.A.
I was arrested, too.
I was sleeping on my dad's couch. I came up with a resume that was 100% total false. It was a fallacy, horseshit. And I made up, like, theaters that were in Italy that I had done theater in, and all of it was false. And then I went out and I got an agent, and one said yes, even though I know they knew. I had to borrow $20 from them to get out of the parking lot, because it was in Beverly Hills, and I had no money. And I did probably 350 auditions before I got the Goonies.
Wow. Wow. I mean, first time on the show, welcome to you.
Thank you very much.
Where do you... Because you were here for Christmas, but I thought you lived in Amsterdam.
I'm sort of half in Amsterdam, half in Australia. I'm a bit all over the place, really. So, you know, nice to spend some time here in the UK, though, as I'm from here originally.
Yeah. And talking of Australia, your kind of breakout movie, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Yeah. The three of you, yourself, Hugo Weaving and Terence Stamp, is it true, or is it one of these kind of publicity stories, but did you go out on the town dressed in your... Not in those outfits?
Well, pretty much like...
Oh, was it? Really?
We'd done a sort of 2 weeks of rehearsal, and the plan always was that on the final day, on the Friday of the last week of rehearsal, we would do camera tests, all in costume and makeup, etc. And then we would go out that night. Stefan, our director, just really wanted to sort of send us out into the public and see how we went, I think. Took us to all the sort of drag clubs in Sydney.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went out, and I remember Hugo Weaving quite drunk under a table, and me sort of slapping him in the face, saying, "Come on now, I guess time we go, you know." So we did, we went out, and all these local sort of Sydney drag queens were going, "Who are these That was amazing. Who the you know, so there was a lot of that going on.
And Alison, there you are. You've got armfuls of Emmys when you played CJ in The West Wing.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves The West Wing. But this is weird. I didn't know that people somehow got confused. They thought that CJ was real.
They wanted so much of that show to be real. I mean, we would go on trips from LA to do exteriors in Washington. We'd go through the airport and people would refer to Martin Sheen as Mr. President, and he was happy to, you know, he would be doing this. And he loved being called Mr. President. And I think people... CJ is such a great, just an iconic female role in television, this incredibly smart woman in operating, you know, at her best in a male-dominated arena. And I got offers for jobs in Washington at a news station and somewhere as a political pundit. Like, so I was like, "Are you aware that I'm an actress and this is just I play CJ on TV, but I cannot, you know, I'm not going to run for office. I can't be a pundit. I can't." But it was extraordinary to me, and it also made me very shy about meeting people because I'm so not CJ. Of all the characters I've ever played, I would most like to be like, you know, CJ.
Jacob, did you do the Australian soaps?
I tried so hard. Yeah, I auditioned for Neighbours twice and Home and Away maybe 3 times.
3 times?
Yes.
They must be
One time
kicking
I
themselves.
lost it to someone that was on like Australian Idol. And it came down to I had to fudge Instagram followers because they had a limit on Neighbours that you had to have 20,000 followers on social media or something like that. They're probably going to come out and say that's not true.
Yeah.
But I remember a piece of paper with that on it, and it was something to do with that. Anyway, they didn't cast me, and I didn't get it, so fuck 'em.
Wow. Well, again, you're laughing now. And I've heard you talking about how the director kind of didn't trust you as child actors. He wanted your first reaction
For
to the
the
big pirate ship.
It was
Like,
the biggest ship in all the studios. Warner Brothers has the biggest Yeah, there you go, right there. And they filled it with water. And the ship is practical. They would never do that today. But it would be digital or it would be this. But it was a practical ship. So we did the film for 4 months. They didn't show us the ship for 4 months. They didn't want us to see it. They had security and all that. And then they opened the door finally when they wanted that organic reaction of the ship. So they blindfolded us, they backed us all in, they put us in the water, and they said, this is what we're gonna do. You get under the water. There was like one of those speakers in the water that was muffled. And they said, we're gonna say 3, 2, 1, you lift up, turn around, and all the cameras will be on you and you'll get an organic reaction. So we go, okay, and we go into the water and you hear, 3, 2, 1, go! And we all went up and we turned around and I looked at it and I went, fuck! And Dick Donner went, no! No! The jailbird came out.
And of course, it brought you to the attention of Hollywood. And lots of Australian actors now do very well in Hollywood. And I don't know if you know, but in Sydney, there is a Madame Tussauds, or a wax museum.
Yes.
And it celebrates many of the very popular Australian actors. For instance, there's Hugh Jackman, looking very rugged.
Very butch.
Yes, very butch and rugged. Here's Eric Bana. Look at him. Ooh, yeah. And then we've got a Hemsworth dressed up there as Thor.
Again.
And then you're thinking, you know, Guy Pearce, star of The King's Speech, LA Confidential, Memento. Where's he? He's out the back.
That's amazing.
And I guess there's lots of footage of Tanya, both on the ice and off the ice. She was an ice skater. But not so much of the mom. So how do you go about that? Do you care about accuracy if you don't have to?
Well, exactly. It was kind of liberating not to. I would have felt a little intimidated if I'd had to have met the real woman, and I was kind of freed of that responsibility. So I looked at all the existing footage. There were a couple of documentaries, and I just watched them over and over and over again, and then listened to the incredible stories that Tanya, my friend Stephen Rogers, who wrote it, he interviewed both Tanya and Jeff Gillooly, her husband, and they disagreed on absolutely everything except for Lavana, who she was and how she acted and how she treated Tanya. So I had those stories, and then I got to make her up myself, you know? I got to create her.
This is, you know, you see this in the film, and you kind of think, oh, that can't be what she looked like. But then you see the bit of footage at the end, and that's...
Oh, yeah. Well, I said when I read the script, I was like, Stephen, how the hell, why? I mean, this wig and the fur coat and the bird and the alcohol, why, how did you think of this, you know, specific look? And he said, oh, wait, let me just send you a little documentary. And then I looked, and that's what this lady wore. That's what she chose.
Because in this country, would you think Deirdre Barlow? Anyone else?
Well, I'll tell you something. The thing in the breathing tube, that was my idea at the last minute, because the bird handler said you can't smoke around the bird, and my character smoked in every scene in this movie. And then we had to shoot this direct address that I do, and the bird handler said no. And Craig Gillespie, our director, said, well, she has to smoke. She smoked in every scene. And then I asked the prop department if they had one of those. I thought, well, she must have emphysema if she smoked her whole life. So they did. They had the breathing tube and a can of oxygen you see is just on the couch next to me during that scene. But it was, and then the bird became fascinated with the breathing tube, and he kept pecking at it the entire time I was doing the scene. And I tried to just not let it bother me, because we only had, you know, 2 hours to shoot that scene, and I was not going to let that bird stop me from telling my story. So it was
But this mother, I mean, she is a monster, but it sort of comes from a good place, or a...
Well, yeah, I mean, in her mind, yeah, she's
Brings out results.
the ends justify the means. In her mind, she wants her daughter to have this opportunity to be this incredible skater. She knows her daughter has undeniable talent, and she wants her to succeed and have the things in life that come along with the talent that she has. And she was, you know, in every way, she was crossed by either the figure skating community not embracing her, or saying she needed a fur coat, and they didn't have money to buy a fur coat. They didn't have money to, so she was very frustrated, and she knew that her daughter was motivated by being ashamed or being needled by saying, you can't do it, you suck, you're terrible, and then it would motivate her to go out and do the skate better. And so, yeah, she's not going to win Mother of the Year, but I think her heart was in the right place.
Listen. Jacob, is it true that Emerald seeing you on the set of Saltburn was kind of what prompted this whole thing?
Yeah, can I just, I'm sure it sucks to have Margot Robbie put herself in your movie as well. That's like, you're doing that with a lot of confidence. Yeah, she did say that, but I didn't know that at the time. I was in Indonesia and I got a text message that said, "You want to be Heathcliff?" And I wrote, "Yeah." and then like 2 weeks later, there was a screenplay, and then that was it. What? And then she said in the press, "Yeah, I suppose I had sideburns."
Well, she said it's because the book that she had when she was 14, the Heathcliff on the cover looked like Jacob looked in Saltburn with his sideburns. Yeah. And so she was like, oh my gosh. And she'd been wanting to make Wuthering Heights for a long time. We're quite taken with this photo. We agree.
So, yeah, she goes, "You look so young there." I was like, "It's like 2 years ago."
Success.
Hollywood.
Because Josh, I mean, you're a Marvel villain, so do you get kids coming up to you because of that, or?
Well, look, do I look like that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Around the eyes.
No, but they strangely come up to me a lot. I think more than any other movie, and I still don't understand why. Because my chin looks like
they come up to you.
Yeah.
That is worrying, isn't it?
The chin looks like a scrotum, which I don't... You know, the eyes are really close together. Maybe the tiny nose. It might be the tiny nose. I don't know. It's really
are they
disturbing.
pleased to see you?
Well, they want me to snap. Do you know what I mean? Everybody wants me to snap. They want me to destroy half the... No, snap. No, I did snack, as you can tell, since then. No, they want me... Yeah, they want me to snap. They want me to disintegrate half the universe. That's... Wow. But they do... You know, I did go... Have
Not
you ever
as
been
easy
to
as
a...
opening the boot of a car.
No, you did, none of that. Did you ever go to a Comic-Con?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's tough.
I really enjoyed it.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're fans. They're true fans, which is great. But then the fan will come up and very seriously say, did you ever realize, I'm sorry to bother you, but did you ever realize that if you had the power to kill half the universe, you probably also had the power to create twice the resources?
Good, yeah.
That's a great
Super smart.
Yeah. Annoying, but
and then you're like,
smart.
next!
I did one in Kuwait.
Did you do one in Kuwait?
Yeah, yeah. Comic-Con in Kuwait, yeah.
Well, good to know.
It was very...
I'll make a note. But now, you're in another costume, an historical costume, because you are in Mary Queen of Scots. This is out on the 18th of January. So Margot Robbie is Elizabeth I, Saoirse Ronan, Mary Queen of Scots. Who are you?
I'm William Cecil, so I'm Elizabeth I's advisor, essentially. So there I am, in my drag outfit.
Yes, nice.
Again. Essentially trying to, you know, lead the way and protect the crown, protect Protestantism, and make sure that this Scottish woman, Mary, doesn't get her way.
And was it nice getting on set in a big movie like that and finding another Aussie?
Yeah, I mean, we laugh a bit. It always seems so odd to us to sort of, you know, be, you know, working internationally and, you know, particularly two Aussies here playing, you know, such prominent English characters. And, of course, I wanted to work with Saoirse again because I worked with Saoirse not long after you'd worked with Saoirse, about 10 years ago, I think, when she was just a kid. She was incredible. But, of course, in this film, I have no scenes with her. So, but all my scenes are with Margot, and she was delightful.
But I like the story. So Alison Williams, your co-star, that she gave you a bit of a complex on set.
She didn't. It was the makeup woman. Oh. She's cool, but it's talking about, like, the kissing, innit? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, so I was... I was doing the kissing scene. I don't know if you guys, I don't know, maybe it's like when in England does this, yeah? It's in a kissing scene, and then just before it, they would give me, like... A mint. A mint?
Mint, yeah.
I was like, cool, like, why are you giving me...
I didn't know. I had my co-actor suddenly, just before a scene like that, they came up and gave a mint, and I didn't know if I was going to take it as a nice thing to do, or is it just like, oh my God, he thinks my breath is horrendous.
Yeah.
And I just want to have a little rinse.
I took it, I was like, oh yeah, cool, thanks. And then we did another take, she gave me another mint. I was like, I fixed it. Like, you gave me the first time, I fixed it. You're giving me again, I've got a problem. Like, I've got a chronic problem. And like, every take she gave me, I was like, what's... And then she didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, because I was like, why are you giving me mints? Like... But, yeah.
So in England, we don't do that?
No, it was just...
Really?
Method.
No,
It is what it is.
Australia? Mints, no mints?
No, it was a thing that I discovered in America. I was like, wow, everyone is very considerate about
What's worse than mints is someone, I'm not going to name names because, but someone that I had to kiss insisted that before every kiss, either he or I had to put Neosporin on our lips.
What's that?
Really?
We're in England.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like an ointment, an antibacterial ointment or something to heal. Like it's something you put on. Like people put it around their noses when they fly,
like
so they don't
Vaseline,
get
right?
sick. It's not Vaseline. It's got. It's an
like
antibiotic.
Vicks?
It's like a.
Vicks.
Oh, is it like hand sanitizer?
No. Just Google it. I don't know. Look it up. It's called Neosporin, and
And you had to put it
on the lips so you don't pass any germs or anything. It was really
Everyone's so germophobic in
creepy.
America.
Yeah, I guess
So
it's just
definitely
an
no
American
tongue
thing.
I didn't know that one time. Apparently, it's bad etiquette to put your tongue in. I didn't know that. Someone told me, yeah. I was just doing it because I thought we're keeping it real. Like, this is and then someone said, it's like, apparently, if you fancy them, you put your tongue in.
Yeah.
That's what someone told me, and I was like, like,
I think
sticking my
someone
tongue
told me early on, thankfully, like,
Yeah.
don't stress about it, but no tongue. And I was like, oh, got it. I always say it to other people. I'm like, yeah, it's all cool, but, like, no tongue.
But why wouldn't someone tell you that?
Why wouldn't?
Well, yeah, like, someone should have told you that before you put the tongue in.
No, but this is like years later. This is like, I found it was like a random conversation. Someone said, you're not supposed to put your tongue in. I was like, what? Like, my life's a lie, like...
I've got to ask you about the title, From
Yes.
Under the Truck.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Really what it was picturing being under a truck. You're either fixing the truck or you're getting run over by the truck, and therefore a metaphor for...
It's great. I love that. Actually, it sounds like something your mother would have said.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're drunk under the truck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And, but I like you've talked about some of the titles you rejected.
Oh, yeah, wait. Keep talking and I'll take them out.
Some of these are great.
No, they're not. They're horrible.
Some of them
I think one title was... I just panicked about this title. I think the first title was Gasoline Bubble Bath, which sounded like an adolescent poetry book. And then there was Lacerating the Peach. I don't really know what that one means. It sounds sexual.
Oh, wait, who came up with it? Did you come up with that?
Lacerating the Peach?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you come up with all of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're lucky.
Did you come up with Cher? You know what I wish I could have used was, and then we'll get through this, but I wish I could have used Mama Tried, which is the great song by Merle Haggard. Is it Merle Haggard? Mama Tried. Lessons in Rodeo, Behind Infant, A Prickly Heart, Falling Upward. Tylenol Gifts, An Anthropomorphic Life. I don't even know what that means, but somebody said it. Asphalt Sugar, Don't Feed the Baby Too Much.
Were there drugs involved in this?
There's always drugs involved. Anyway, we came up from under the truck because it was a nice metaphor.
Now, can I just say, I think I've done very well. I've held off to this point in the show before mentioning Guy's seminal work as Mike Young in Neighbours.
I was about to walk off the set.
I know, because you were thinking, when will he mention my work? Now, obviously, this is never far from my Neighbours Who's Who. Wow. You're genuinely excited by this, aren't you?
I bet there's some good haircuts in there.
Oh, check. You got the whole back page.
Wow.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the who's who of things. And now, where did Neighbours...
Can I have that?
Of course you can. There you go. That is yours. That is yours. Because, Olivia, you were a big Neighbours fan, weren't you?
Yes.
Well, still are, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was then, in the, sort of early 90s.
But now, what's the story? So, Neighbours has sort of come back into your life.
It never goes away. Graham. Well, it has sort of come back into my life because we had a little sort of Twitter exchange recently because Annie Jones, who plays Jane, has gone back on the show.
Plain Jane Superbrain.
Plain Jane Superbrain, the love of my life, of course. And there was a storyline where that was implied that she was going to sort of go off with Stefan, who plays
Paul
Robinson. And I just sent this tweet out going, Jane, no! And then Steph made this video saying, well, you know, nice tweet, guy, you know, why don't you come back on the show and why don't we have it out together, etc. You know. Anyway, so it was a sort of funny banter. And then we found out that actually those guys were here in the UK. So we caught up and, you know, we took some photos together with Annie sort of, you know, with us fighting and Annie sort of keeping us apart.
Oh, there you are. There you are fighting it. Oh, look, Plain Jane Superbrain, very upset.
Yeah. And which grey-haired man will I go with? You know. My life is complete.
I loved it. Yeah. And I think it's very good advice for actors. Because you got kissing tips from a great Alison.
One of the greatest.
Yeah.
One of the greatest, Meryl Streep, I had to kiss in a movie called The Hours. And she was not happy with the way a certain scene was being lit. And we had to kiss, and she said, I'm going to do you a favor. You're going to thank me for it later. Can I demonstrate on you?
On me?
Yeah.
Of course you can. Yes, please. Oh. No tongues. Do you want a mint?
Oh, yeah. I need a mint. Or a pineapple. Okay. All right, where's the best camera angle?
There's loads of cameras. That one's probably... There we go. Look, there we go. Yeah, that's our camera right there.
Okay, so... You know, I have these nasal labial folds. They call them these here. And they look better when they're pulled back. So she came in to kiss me, and she went like this.
Ooh! I look fabulous. I look 15. Thank you so much.
So that's what she did for me, and it did. It actually, she pulled my face back and kissed me, and it's you can go watch the movie. It's very funny to see that.
I'll watch it again. And now I really want you to win the Oscar, because I kissed you.